Hey, what is up guys? It is Needle, and in today's video I have a few building tips for you guys. This will help you overall just be a smarter builder in general and be quicker, but also utilizing your mats in better fashion and saving your mats. After the recent update, if you guys are not familiar, mats are now capped at 500 for wood, brick, and metal, so it's very essential to be utilizing your mats in a better fashion where you're not burning through mats doing the most crazy builds. It's better to be more cautious but play on the smarter side when it comes to mats so you don't lose all your mats in a fight. Before we do get into that, I do want to let you guys know I do host weekly giveaways. I announce the winner every Sunday on my community post. All you have to do to be entered into the giveaways is subscribe to my channel, have post notifications turned on, like this video, and then leave a comment if you're on Xbox or PS4, and the winner is posted every Sunday on my community tab. So the first building tip I have for you guys is, let's say somebody was propped up over here on a 1x1, you end up down here in a bad spot where you want to go take high ground, but you're not sure what the best way to go about it is. You don't have any way to protect yourself. So instead of like ramping out and then hitting like 180, where they have like so much room while you're running up here to get shot if they're sitting up there looking down, you know where you're at obviously. So what I think is a better solution is, if you go to ramp up to take high ground and you don't want to obviously build up, you don't have room just to build up right here, what you want to do is throw a ramp down like you're gonna start building up. And it's pretty crucial to do this pretty fast right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna floor yourself off like this and then edit through this one right here, so you just have one. And what this is gonna do is allow you to keep ramping up, and now if you look up a little bit, you can now ramp off the bottom of this platform. So it gives you a little protection here. Then you can ramp up obviously do your thing, and then 180 up here. Now you have pretty nice high ground, and then push from there obviously. But that's a pretty good essential build people do not know about. Because a lot of people, they'll be building is like, oh, they want to save over their head when they're not on the ground, so they can't connect like that. So the best you can do right here, I'll do it again in full motion for you guys, is to throw that ramp down, and then just protect yourself off with that floor above you, and then ramp off from there again. So I'll do it again in full motion here. So let's see if we're going up. It may be hard to get the first floor off. The key is to turbo build through this here. So what we're gonna want to do is boom, and then yeah, boom. That's what it looks like in full motion. It's either 180 out, your 90s, whatever it may be. That's the first tip I have for you guys. If you didn't know, if you want to just take that high ground, you want to ramp over yourself to get yourself protection, just edit through like that, and then you can keep flooring up above yourself and protect off. The next building tip I have for you guys is kind of learning how to utilize 90s. So I know 90s are kind of like the infamous sweaty build. Everyone's always cranking out 90s after they win the game or whatever it may be. So I know people love to do their 90s and whatnot. It's just like the quickest way to get up and take high ground. But I do have something for you guys. It's very similar to the 90s. Literally the same 90 build, just you're doing it in a 180 motion. So the reason I stress the 180 more than the 90 is, okay, so let's use this. Let's brick building. Let's say guys cooped up in here, whatever. You know he's behind you. It's kind of the same situation where you're over there, where you want to take high ground. So look what happens when you start cranking. Let's say you crank a 90 here, boom. He's still there to your side, and you're kind of protected off. You build that wall there, obviously. And then let's say you do it again for the 180, boom. Now you have perfect height over him. That doing that 190 is not going to put you in the best spot, but I'll show you a more efficient way to do it. So instead of doing 2 90s up, make that 180, let's just build up. Instead of just hitting that 90, let's hit a 180 from the start. So literally just like this, boom, perfect height. So that's something to think about. Instead of just cranking 90s all the time to discuss. By no means am I saying the 90s should not be used. Obviously the 90 has its own situations, but that's something to think about. Instead of doing the 90s at all times, think about just hitting this 180 motion like this right here to give you that easy height on somebody to get above them. It's something that could be utilized if you guys don't do already. It's something to think about. So start trying to incorporate 180s in your build fights and see if it does help. Now the next one, this is for taking high ground if you're building up. You'll see this a lot in build fights. Not many people do this in pubs. It's something you could start trying to do. So let's say you're building up and someone blocked you off here. Let's say this is there, this isn't my edit. So I gotta give them, they cone me, whatever. What I'm gonna want to do now is, I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is a move where you jump off this ramp to the side, and then you're gonna want to jump off and look down straight away at the ground like this, and then catch yourself with the floor. So it looks like this in full motion. So let's say I'm trying to catch up myself on these builds, boom, just like that. Then you can keep going, so just like this, it's kind of this motion. I'll keep doing this guy to show you guys. This is good so you can jump off and kind of catch yourself, and like if they're just expecting you to like, okay, after blocked off, we're gonna have to start ramping up again. Instead, you just jump up to the side, take that edit, whatever it may be, then edit off through there. Like I did right there, you're gonna mess yourself up with battery play or whatever it is, so just be very careful when you're doing this. It's something that's gonna take a lot of practice to get used to. Definitely hop into creative to learn this if you don't have it down already, but this is a pretty good motion to get up and just take high ground. People think they automatically have it. And one more tip on this one, I know I was stressing before, but make sure you really do look down. Look at the motion I'm taking. I'm not playing on that crazy high of a sensitivity right now, so I just jump off and then look down. I'm gonna go catch myself every time like this. So boom, just like that. Do it a couple more times to show you guys how crucial it is to make sure you're looking down right after you go. Pretty instant, catch yourself every time. So yes, if you guys don't use that, comment down below if you use this before if you like this move. I don't know what to call it. I know people have done before, but I'm a big fan of this and think it can be very useful in pubs. The next building tip I have for you guys is going to be something that I'm sure you're very familiar with. It's going to be an easy build. This is something I just want to stress to you guys, that because it's just a very underutilized build that's not going to use many mats. And this is just going to be the ramp floor wall. So the way I do it personally is when I'm going up, I'll ramp this up. If I'm playing a controller, keep that in mind. This is very applicable to PC players as well if you're on keyboard and mouse. The way I do it, so I ramp up, and then I look down automatically, and then I place that floor piece, and then the wall behind it, and then keep going like that. So this is my motion for it. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but just get your pattern down so you have it down every time. I'll hop up just to show you guys that I am getting it down. Pretty simple build. This is going to be one of the more common ones. A lot of people can do this, but not a lot of people do utilize it. And why I think this is so good, so let's say I was down here. I don't have an AR to show you guys for an example. But if I'm shooting this out and someone's building with brick or metal, I would suggest using this with wood also, but just with brick and metal is going to be stronger. So what you're going to want to do is they'll just start shooting it out. But the issue is they have to take out 2 layers of a brick. They have to take out that brick floor, and they have to take out the ramp. And think about if someone's all the way over here, they're going to have to shoot out the ramp and the wall. They can't just take out those 2. So this is a very good build for mats wise. So I can get 4 high right here. So I get 4 high, and that's going to take me 120 mats. Not the end of the world, because you do get 150 mats for killing somebody, but that's really good high ground to take, and no one's really going to shoot you out. So if you're looking to push someone and land some AR shots, I do suggest doing this as a ramp floor wall build. Very useful, and I'm sure you guys can make use of that. And then kind of go on top of that just to clarify. So I know people would do like, oh, the double ramp, double wall, stuff like this. This is really good, but this is burning mats. So the fact that you're using 4 different builds per layer to get up here, it's just not worth it. And like, no one's going to shoot you out if you do this. You're just going to kind of look dumb and waste your mats. Like, and it's not even going to put you in the best spot per se. So like, something like that, or I see people even do like, instead of the ramp floor wall, do the double ramp floor wall. Like, that's 6 to get up on 1 layer, keep doing the high ground. Like, sure, it's going to be a tough build to get off when you get it. No one's really going to be able to shoot you down. You're going to have that high ground, but it's just such a waste of mats. I feel like there's a way more efficient way to push people, and that's through the ramp floor wall. So the next tip here is going to be a little bit combination of all of them. So I'll do the same thing. Let's say there's a guy built up right here. He's in a 2 high 1x1, whatever. And so let's say the whole issue is here, I need to take high ground, I'm trying to land like a pump shot. So let's say we hit him with the ramp floor wall right here, boom, we're on his level now, so we built up 2, we build up again, and now we're above him right here. So let's say he's posted up this way, he's looking that way, he turns around and starts shooting us, but you want to ramp over. If you start running over like this and hit a pump shot, they're just going to shoot out the building, you're going to fall, they're going to pump you while you're falling, whatever. So if you're building over ever like this, and you're trying to connect it, please start building like this. I'm telling you, if you're on controller, it's pretty easy just to learn the combo. Start doing the floor and a cone. So when you do the floor and the pyramid, this is like it, just like this build right here with the ramp floor wall. It just adds that extra protection, and it's not that many mats you're using up. So it's a really good way just to kind of secure your builds and not use that many mats while doing it. No one's going to shoot out. If they do, they're just end up going to be looking stupid. They're not going to be able to shoot you out. You're just going to get right to them and have that high ground on them. So obviously just ramp over them like this, whatever. And then what I'll usually do is if I have height on them like this, let's say they're right below me right here, I'll just take this cone I already have and then edit it through like this, these top 2 in a ramp, so I just have that extra high ground, keep going, whatever me, land a pump shot, whatever it may be. This is really good for taking high ground and building over people and not to get shot out. This next tip is going to be a pretty funky one. It's not going to be the most conventional build, but I like to do this a lot. So let's say I'm playing squads or any kind of situation where I'm at disadvantage. I'm playing solo duo, solo squads, situation like that. I have multiple people to take out. It's going to be hard just to like land some AR shots and take out that chip damage. So what I'll do sometimes is, I know this is going against saving your mats, but it is really good strat for endgame, and I use this all the time to get people to come near me if I have traps. So what I'll do is, let's say I'm just standing on this right here. I'll build 2 little floors like this, and then I'll just start turbo building around me like this. If I have a bunch of mats at the end, it's going to depend on the scenario, obviously, since this is a ton of mats, and literally just turbo build around me. So let's top out, give it a better look. Actually, I'll do it one more time so you can see. So basically, literally just like this, and then I'll go like this, and just throw down some floors. What this will do is, it lets me throw down like, I call it a mega base personally. Throw down a mega base super quick, and it just gives me extra layers of protection. So like, I don't know, it's kind of intimidating from over here. Like, that wasn't very hard for me to put down. I'll do it again in full motion. But what I'll do now is, like, if someone tries to push this, I'll honestly just cone myself off up here like this. So I'll build through like this, and then I'll just have all these layers to work with, like a trap right here or something. It just gives me all my edits in here and whatnot. It just gives me extra builds to work with and try to like peek around a pump, like a pump shotgun shot. Try to get a quick little down if I'm going against a full team, and then full kill them in here. So it's just an extra building of like a lot of dissonance, a lot of mess to mess around with. So that's why I build like that. If you're ever gonna put this down in full motion, I like to call it the mega base right here. It's intimidating if there's one guy left, you're playing a solo for the end game, throw it down. This is what it looks like in full motion, just to show you guys. So it's either set up like this, do it a couple stories high, and then just keep jumping up. Okay, if you mess up, it's a pretty sloppy build to begin with, but just no worries. Boom, just like that, we have some crazy base like this. Like, no one's gonna come over and mess around with us. Like, this is pretty bulky, that's pretty huge. It's gonna burn through a ton of mats, but no one's really gonna come with it. That's something to keep in mind. If you're like someone that likes to throw down a base at the end of the game, try that little mega base strat, get it down quick, practice it, it should be very useful.